Working Man Radio with your host, Joe Lyles.
The drug war is the vanguard of the culture war. The drug war is the vanguard of the police state. It is the way that we stigmatize and harass and marginalize people who are not part of the hegemonic culture. The mayor of Gainesville, who was in the middle of a re-election effort. He was running for re-election, and he wrecked his car, but his breathalyzer reading was less than the legal limit. They still arrested him for drunk driving. They take drunk driving seriously, you can believe it. What about marijuana? Because, they're all concerned about your safety and such. That's what they say. Well, marijuana is a gateway drug. Some people who use marijuana go on to use other drugs. Therefore, nobody may use marijuana. Well, do some people who drink their first beer go on to use other drugs? Why don't we outlaw beer? Do people smoke cigarettes before they smoke marijuana, before they move on to other drugs? Why don't we outlaw cigarettes? It's just, we're going to outlaw this drug because of some other drug you might use in the future. And it's just hogwash. And let me show you how you can prove it. Let me show you how you can prove that they're just not serious, that we're just making up arguments to sound good. We're coming up with thin reed justifications. Do we care about marijuana? Let me show you something. This was the study done, reported in the Gainesville Sun on June 9th. Forget it. You can't find a link to it, but there is an ACLU story about a study that was done nationwide, and I don't have those numbers in front of me. The arrest rate for marijuana in Gainesville is 189 arrests for every 100,000 white people. 189 per 100,000. The arrest rate for blacks for marijuana is 1,254 per 1,000 for 100,000 black folks. If you are black, your chances are 6 times greater. 6 times greater being arrested for marijuana than if you were white. And the rates of usage are the same for whites and blacks. Black folks do not disproportionately abuse marijuana any more than black folks disproportionately drive drunk. Black folks don't disproportionately drive drunk, and they are not charged with driving drunk disproportionately. Because we care about people. We really care. Black folks are disproportionately charged with marijuana because we don't really care if you smoke marijuana. The police don't really care if you smoke marijuana. Smoking marijuana is something that they can use to arrest you if they don't like you. It's a way to harass people that are disfavored. It is a way to target a culture we don't like. And that's why if you're black smoking dope, you're really being arrested for being black. You really are. And this is the origin of marijuana. Marijuana law started out as a way to arrest people for being Mexican. Oh, let's see, the prevailing hegemonic white culture, they don't use marijuana. They don't know what it is. Mexicans use marijuana. They put this propaganda film out about reefer madness. Smoking the reefers will cause you to chop up your mother. Which, everybody, people look at that now and laugh at it. And yet marijuana is still illegal. I mean, the hypocrisy of it. Tobacco will kill you. No, there's no doubt about it. Tobacco will kill you. It's a killer. It's a known killer. It's a big killer. It's not against the people who sell tobacco. People who sell tobacco are members of the country club. They are part of the elite, part of the wealthy elite that governs America, and their property rights will be vigorously defended by the police. And they will not be harassed by the police. The police respect them. They're rich. But if you're selling marijuana, which is a plant that is not nearly as bad for you, and it's all about the culture. This is the thing that I try to explain. I try to explain it, and it is so profound how it works, and nobody understands it. Nobody understands it. Nobody understands that police officers exist. They exist to defend a culture. They defend to exist the hegemonic culture of the corporate middle class. Let me show you a consequence of all those disproportionate number of black folks who are getting arrested and charged with marijuana. They don't get to go to school. You cannot get educational benefits. You cannot get student loans. You cannot get Pell Grants. You cannot get financial aid to go to school if you have a drug conviction on your record. I mean a misdemeanor drug conviction on your record. When you go out here, every one of these 6 times as many black folks arrested for dope are being cut out of the possibility of getting educated. Now we say that we want black people should adopt the prevailing corporate middle class culture. They should be like white people. So let's make it harder. If we catch them smoking some marijuana, let's make it harder on them. And the white kids that are out here smoking marijuana, we're not even looking for them. The reason that there are so few white kids charged with smoking marijuana is because they're not looking for them. Because they don't really care. And that's the point.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You've been listening to Working Man Radio with Joe Lyle at joelylesradio.com.